Good afternoon. Welcome back to Jubilee Bowls Club for round 4, day 2 of the North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association 2024 Dunn Cup. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our sponsors that have made this weekend a little bit more easy for us. Jubilee Bowls Club for a marvellous venue that turned out this year. Townsville City Council for an amazing amount of support and backing they've given to this event. Communications for their support. JCell Electrical and Instrumentation. Glen Carroll Painting. TK Power and Air, and our naming rights sponsors, Eleventh Travel. We thank you all and we appreciate your sponsorship and your backing of the event. This afternoon we've got a game between Brandon and Magnetic Island. The teams for Brandon, we have leading Lloyd Shepherd, second Doug Robbins, Chris Pearce playing third, and his father Gary Pearce playing skip. And for Magnetic Island, John Turner is leading, Ken Ritchie is second, Jeff McDonald is playing 3, and Kevin Bowden is playing skip. So for those that don't recognise these teams, Brandon are in the blue shorts and Magnetic Island are in the all white. Right, we've just started the second end. No, we haven't quite, we're just finishing the roll up of the skips. Last bowl about to go down and we'll be into the game proper. It's Gary Pearce playing his last trial end bowl. And we would also like to acknowledge Gold Coast-Tweed media team for doing the right thing by us this year and coming up again to give the live stream of the Dunn Cup. Their support is invaluable, and we know by the number of people contacting us that are watching, we're getting a very wide coverage, and most people are very appreciative of what's being done. So again, thank you to Robbie and his team. Okay, first end about underway. Magnetic Island have won the toss. So we have John Robin playing his first bowl after he rolls the kitty. Yep, so we've got Magnetic Island on the right of the scoreboard and Brandon on the left. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Magnetic Island's on the left of the scoreboard and Brandon is on the right. Just a bit over 3/4 length end to start with. First shot in anger being played by John Turner from Magnetic Island. Just ran through a couple of metres. Lloyd Shepherd on the mat now is lead for Brandon, about to play his first bowl. And we have been joined by Glenn Atfield, aka Muddy. If you just bear with me a sec, Muddy, while I turn your filter on.
Hey Ron, how are you, mate?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Looks like we've got a nice day today so far. We had very, very light mizzle this morning. The sun's starting to break through a little bit at the moment, very weak sun, but the conditions are absolutely magnificent. Not too hot, not too cold. And the players should be enjoying the conditions they're playing in today.
Yeah, that's right. We just that little sprinkle there this morning while we're watching the games on both rinks. But yeah, as you say, nothing too bad, and the sun's trying to break through now. So still got black clouds all around us, but let's hope again, like yesterday, it holds off and we can get our 2 games 3 games in total for today. 2 more games to go, obviously. This one and one more for section number 1.
That's correct.
So while we've got everyone, and before we get too far on the way, I've got some results for you so far after 3 rounds. In section 1, Jubilee, 3 wins plus 26. Tharangower, 2 wins plus 38. Remember, Tharangower has already had a bye. Noola, 2 wins plus 12. Cutharinga, 2 wins plus 8. Collinsville, 3 losses minus 41. Ayr have already had a bye as well, 2 losses minus 29. Suburban, again, they had a bye just in the last game, so they are on 2 wins plus 12. McNade, 1 win minus 3. And last but not least in that section, Home Hill, 3 losses minus 23. So still fairly well open. Jubilee obviously undefeated. Tharangower also undefeated, even though they've only got 2 wins. As I said, they've also already had a bye. So still wide open.
Well,
anyone's
five games to go yet.
Yep.
So it's not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination.
Definitely not. The fat lady has not sung in that section yet. Okay, in section number 2, we have Ingham on top, like team number 1, Ingham, 2 wins plus 3. Bowen, 2 wins plus 15. South Townsville, undefeated so far, 3 wins plus 28. Brandon, 1 win minus 6. Magnetic Island, who we're watching now as we speak, 3 losses minus 29. Wangaratta, 1 win minus 3. Alligator Creek, 2 wins minus 1. And our mates from down at Garoo, 1 win minus 7.
Okay, so that section's
still fairly wide open.
South Townsville seem to be the ones to knock off at the moment.
Yes, that's right. They've played Bowen, Magnetic Island and Brandon and have been successful in each game with 3 wins plus 28. So they're up against Wangaratta on the back green over there at the moment. So time will tell on how that section plays out as well.
No, that's right. And as you said before, long way to go yet.
Yep.
Tomorrow we usually regard that as moving day when things start sorting themselves out a little bit clearer. Because at this stage the bye is still very much in play with some of the teams that haven't had the bye and those that have had the bye. So it's a case of waiting to see how things pan out over the next 5 games, basically.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
And as we know, Dunn Cup, mate, it's not over till that last game on that Sunday morning.
Oh, that's right. Well,
we've had sections.
We saw this morning. Ingham felt the wrath of the Dunn Cup gremlin this morning.
Yep. Coming second to Bowen, so.
And that was a good performance by Bowen.
That's correct. Yes. South Townsville still has to play Ingham.
That's correct.
So Ingham still has a chance of beating South Townsville and having all 3 teams on 2 wins. So
that's correct. Yeah.
It's still anyone's game.
Okay, so we've currently got Brandon. Brandon here with definitely 1 shot. So we'll see how this end pans out, so we can settle down to the call for the rest of the game.
Yep. So we have Brandon playing Magnetic Island.
Yep. As I said earlier, for those unfamiliar with these teams, Brandon are in the blue shorts or blue trousers, as the case may be, and Magnetic Island in the all white.
Yep. And as again, for those people that don't know, Magnetic Island is about 5 k's off our mainland. And Brandon being south of Townsville, roughly 80, 90 kilometres, I suppose, maybe 100 k's max.
Part of what we regard as the 3 towns, Brandon, Ayr and Home Hill, all in very close proximity to each other.
The lovely Burdekin.
Cane, very much a cane area.
Yep. The only area left in Australia that actually burns sugar.
That's right.
Sugar cane.
Yes, we have large sugar areas to the north of us in the Herbert and to the south of us in the Burdekin, which is the Home Hill, Ayr, Brandon area. North, they do not burn cane at all, but south they do.
Old mate has just come around that bowl and near drawn shot.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brandon's
Chris
still
is-
holding the shot. So
Yep, Chris has indicated to his father he's got one. Again, like yesterday, Ron, here's a father and son combination.
yep, that's right.
Chris and Gary Pearce.
Yes, we went through them all this morning, and
Yep.
it's great to see
Oh, it's fantastic.
our family members together playing in an event
there's
like this.
There's a great bowl by Gary.
2 shots
Yep.
to Brandon, so that gets them off the mark with a
First
2
end.
after the first end.
Yep.
They'll be pleased to know they've only got another 20 ends to play.
That's right. And how did you go this morning, mate, with Biggles, Warren Schmidt? All good?
He was fine. He was
Yep.
fine. He was very informative about the Jubilee boys.
Yep.
Fortunately, I was well enough aware of all the Cutharinga boys to give them the support they deserved.
Yep. Oh, it was a
good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. I think
One end decided the result there. That was
that's right.
the end that Jubilee picked up the 5.
And the final margin being a margin of 6. So,
Yep.
Obviously a tight game, but they did get that nice little break there at one stage.
Yeah,
But the Cutharinga boys, you know, to their credit, they
stuck to it.
Yeah, they kept just getting a couple of bowls in there.
And as we acknowledged this morning, Jubilee is possibly the team to beat. They went through our recent Division 1 pennants undefeated. They are a very strong club, very strong team, and even though we didn't have Justin playing this morning, Damien Johnson came in and he did what we know Damien Johnson can do, just led magnificently most of the game.
I watched him and very, very good. Hence why he's one of our district leads.
That's right.
He's not very far off the money. So,
Okay. Nice bowl there to Lloyd Shepherd from Brandon. They'll be holding 2 shots at the moment, early in the end. That is definitely too narrow.
He's going to be.
He's got good weight, but just needs to sort out the grass.
Yep.
This rink played fairly well this morning. It was running about 14 seconds, maybe 14 and a half at its best, but fairly even sort of speed. We noticed you can't take your bowls out too wide, otherwise they'll stay out.
They hung out there, yeah, that's right. But still, both hands have got a beautiful draw on them.
Yep.
It's, as we said yesterday, it's a credit to Jubilee what they've done here. The place is fantastic. This rink playing beautifully. Not one complaint from anyone that's played on this rink yet.
Well, I haven't heard any complaints from anybody playing on any of the rinks so far.
Yeah, the back green, yeah, that's right. A couple of little walks here and there, but when you're playing on carpet greens out in the weather, you show me a green that doesn't have a walk or run or a little bump here and there. So
it's up to the clubs to admit that their greens aren't perfect. And at this level of play, the bulk of the players, I think, are quite cognizant of the fact that we're playing on artificial, and that's one of the foibles of artificial bowls.
That's correct.
Okay, Brandon holding 3 shots by net at the moment.
Yep.
Look at it.
Maggie here gonna play his forehand. If he's got the
That's
weight,
a pretty
he's
good
gonna,
line.
Yeah, he's going to be close if he can get. He's got to
Get
thread a
through
needle.
those.
No, he's.
That's the line he needs to take.
his weight wasn't probably bad,
No.
but just
Just had a bit of timber to run
Yep.
through at the front.
needed to be around those two bowls. Young
Yeah,
Chris
well,
has taken plenty of
plenty of
grass,
grass.
so he's
Dad's not
yeah,
real
Dad's just
comfortable.
tying
Dad's
in.
shaking his hand and saying, slow up.
Yep, just a bit heavy. But
Good
look
grass.
At, I mean, yeah, look at that draw back to the centre line. Beautiful.
Early in the game, these two teams haven't played on this rink yet, so it'll take them a couple of ends to adjust
Yep.
to it.
They do tell me that this green is a bit quicker than the back green.
Okay.
So
I haven't really had a
for-
chance to time the back green.
For the players that have played on both, they've indicated that the back one's just a bit slower than here.
Well, that always used to be the case. I haven't played on here for a while now, but I do recall when I used to play over here on a regular basis, the back green was always a slightly kinder green for pace. I think that's the best way to put it. Okay.
I would think that one's a bit too tight out of his hand. He's holding,
He's
but
holding, but
once
no,
it starts
he's
to
gone now.
bend, it'll keep on going.
But he's got it set,
Right.
and
It's kept on going.
kept on going. He's got the shot though. Well, Maggie Island's got the shot.
Nothing real close though.
No.
That's
It's
an open lottery there.
wide open for the skips. It's the skip's end, really.
Yep.
As Chris is indicating, take your pick.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call you.
Yep. Either hand, you could draw around those front bowls, and that will draw in beautifully.
That's correct, yeah.
As long as you take a bit of grass, and Gary seems to have.
I think he forgot something now.
Once that starts to bite in, that will just cut across and.
He just didn't have the weight
Yep.
at all there. As Chris said, that's all right. You've got another one. Yeah, but he's only got one more. And Kevin.
Yeah, he's
He's
also pinched his grass toe.
pinched
He's
at that fraction, and he must be needing an extra yard of weight at least on that.
they need to be around those front two bowls there.
Yeah, coming that hand, and there's plenty of room to draw around those two front bowls.
I would think if you made that back white one at about 5 o'clock, your kitty, if that's what you aimed for, it'd come in beautifully and you'd be
Okay.
very close.
Bit of unknown territory there
Yeah,
for Gary.
He went out just a bit too wide.
But they will learn from that. Hopefully
Yep.
they'll learn from that. Okay.
Yeah, depending on his weight here, that's where you need to be. And if he starts to bend now, this will be very close for shot. There you go.
That's got to be
That's
shot.
number one. Yep, that's the
one.
shot.
So they're looking for more. With the bowls that far apart, you'd definitely want to be measuring, wouldn't you?
Yep. Well, you look at that tape, that's, 2.5 feet, at least 3 feet.
It's one.
Just the one.
Just the one.
Yep.
Okay, so after
Two ends.
Two ends. It's
that's-
that was one to Maggie Island, Robbie. That's okay, mate.
So then I'll make it 2 to Brandon, 1 to Magnetic Island.
After two ends, and we have John Turner playing off his lead for Maggie Island again. not sure which way he
Yep,
wants to go from the camera.
And as we're looking at our screen, up there on the top left-hand corner, that's the corporate stand where one of our sponsors for this afternoon will be sitting very shortly, Greg Cuttress from Multicom.
Great start there from John Turner. Fair start. Just needed another.
Yeah, his weight's probably only
another yard of weight,
Yep.
and he would have been through there.
Well, he's got the similar line to his first bowl, just with a little bit more weight. So this should be very, very close. Yep.
Great bowl.
Skip loves
Yep,
it.
great bowl. Well, Skips love any bowl that
Yep.
touches the kitty as long as it doesn't give it away.
No, and he's done well.
Yeah, good start for the end for Maggie Island.
Again, he's just thrown it a bit too wide out there. As you say, if you throw them wide, they do come home, but not.
They hang a long way.
Yeah, and he's got
His
far
grasp
too
was
much.
pretty good.
Yeah,
It's
too much
just
weight on that.
That's all. Okay, we've got Ken Ruzzi playing his first bowl,
Yeah,
his second.
His line and
he's
weight
in the
is
zone
very good
too.
as well. Sit that bowl,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, nice bowl.
Very nice. Gary telling Doug just to follow him down. Doug's one of those players that uses an arm, and I played Doug down in there on the weekend, and he was very, very consistent with that arm. So
Okay.
good weight there. So they get their weight well away for people using those arms. That's what I've always found. 90% of them.
Okay. Ken just basically has to play the same shot he played last time.
Yeah, look at that. Jack. There's a great view there. That last bowl of Doug's is Jack High. Here's another good bowl
Another good
coming
bowl
in.
from
He,
Ken.
Yep. Yep, two good bowls.
Sits Maggie up for a definite 3 shots.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gary's calling
Gary's-
4 down, so that
Gary's
front bowl
four,
of Maggie
front-
Islands is definitely in the count.
Yes. Beating the Jack High bowl.
Hi Les, no, we had very light mizzle this morning for about the first half hour, but it's fined up. It's an absolutely beautiful day at the moment. No, overcast, I must admit, overcast, but very pleasant playing conditions.
And Dwayne Cahill out in Mount Isa,
It certainly is, Dwayne.
about to move to Townsville.
If you're having one, have one for me. Make sure there's plenty of ice in it.
Here's another one for Maggie Island.
Good afternoon, Rosemary, from all the way from Charlestown. Justin Thompson, how's South Townsville going? Muddy's about to tell you exactly what the standing is at the moment.
Mate, South Townsville had, after 3 games, they had 3 wins.
Great try from Chris.
I did I did say all the margins earlier. Justin, I'll just get you that info. I've got the charts here. Mate, so they'd played 3 games with 3 match wins. And South Townsville are 3 wins plus 28. So they are leading Section 2 at this stage, but only 3 games into it, still with another 4 games to go. So They're not home and hosed by any state yet.
Just a bit heavy.
And only 8 teams in that section, so a total of 7 games each. So where the section we're currently watching. Sorry, Maggie and Brandon, they're in the...
In section 2.
Yep, they're in section 2 as well. So
this is
again, they don't play another game this afternoon. After this game, that section gets a rest. Section 1.
Is Chris coming in with a great bowl here. Didn't get the result he was after, but it was still a great bowl. So it certainly looks like
Maggie's still holding a few.
Maggie's holding a few, yep. Sound like a little bit of frustration creeping in there.
Yep. And as we speak, there's Mr. Cuttress just walked into his own little private seating for this afternoon. Maggie's just the skip there. Kevin's just finished behind to cover. Gary tries to trial that kitty. Kevin's finished in a good spot. Depending on Gary's weight here. And he's not too far away. He might not be 4 or 5 down anymore after this bowl.
He's got a great bowl.
That is a cracker. If it's not shot, he's only 1 down. Maggie's favouring their own bowl for shot. He's called Gary's bowl a second shot. Not too far away. No, he hasn't got the
he's
weight
cutting away now.
Yep.
So.
Oh, he didn't want to knock that in for shot.
His weight was pretty good, really.
Yeah.
It was just a
little bit too tight. You could see what he was trying to do. Chris having a good look to give his father an indication of up or down. Here again, he's called it a measure, and he does favour their bowl. So.
You roll over, you're inside here.
Yeah, doing well, thanks, Les. Les has said, "Hey, Muddy, how you going?" Yeah, very good, mate. Gary just run into that short bowl.
Short bowl is.
Well, they'll soon throw a measure on this and confirm what they both thought. Let's see how good their eyes were.
One down.
Yep. 1 to Magnetic Island.
Okay, so that squares it up after 3 ends. It's 2 all. Okay, Maggie holds Matt. Throwing a... it's run through a bit further than he'd like the kitty to run through, but...
Probably a good 3/4 length end.
3/4 length,
Yep.
yes.
Few more spectators rolling in today, Ron.
Yeah, we normally find, Muddy, that the afternoon session seems to attract
Yep. It's,
spectators. They've been out, done their shopping.
Yep.
Wives have done their washing and ironing and all the bits of it, so they decide to head out. A great start from Maggie Island again.
Yep.
He's playing well so far.
Yep.
There's a lead.
He's been around the money most ends, so
I'd love to know what bowls he's using because he's not taking a lot of grass. These horrible
eye-catching headache.
They do. They give you a headache after a while.
Those two colours they combine pretty well. Those ones yesterday that we watched. Oh. I had to have a scotch last night just to get that out of me, me thoughts.
Yeah. He's taken this a bit wider, and his weight's not too bad.
It's still his weight then killed him. That was the only thing then.
That's right. Okay. It's time for Lloyd to start shining. Gary was giving him a little bit of a G up then, trying to encourage him a bit.
Well, he's going to be close here, I think. Ronnie's, that's pretty good.
He might be just out of the money there, that's all. But he's not too far away. Right, Ken Ritchie playing his first as number 2. Just dropped a fraction short. And a bit tight.
I see Brian over there on the back green, Ron, talking to some of the players when they sit down for a quick break between the game.
Yep, it's great to have Bowls Queensland officials here and making themselves available to speak to players, spectators. They were actually running a information session this morning and again tomorrow morning about the Bowls Link, which was well attended, and we do thank them for taking up our official invitation to attend this weekend.
Yeah, it's great to see them here, and as you say, mingling with just the general public and bowlers, spectators.
That's right, making themselves available to everybody. So for those disbelievers, they're not on the beaches of Copacabana, they're here in Townsville.
Yeah, yep.
I think that was just a little bit wide. I was very pleased to see that starting to take a bit of bias then.
Chris McCaffrey, his nickname is Flappers. Who's that, Chipper? Whose nickname is Flappers? Chris McCaffrey, one of the McCaffrey brothers that plays up at Cutharinga, alias Chip.
Okay, it's Chris.
Yeah, Chris is wide and heavy.
No, he's not too wide because this rink seems to be, once the bias starts on it, it seems to zip away very quickly. So they need to take a reasonable amount of grass, but don't get out into new territory. It's coming in a little bit, but hung out. So did he tell us who Flappers is?
No, he just said, good afternoon, Muddy and Ron. Good afternoon, Chip.
Chipper, how you going, mate?
Would have, possibly knocked off now Friday afternoon, 1:30.
Yeah.
Works for Townsville City Council.
Okay, so we have Maggie on holding shot at the moment. That red bowl of John Turner's. Kevin playing his bowl, trying to pick up a second shot.
Going to set that other red ball there.
That's
right,
close.
just under it.
I don't think it's changed Gary's option to play. Yes, I agree with you, Gary. It's not going to come in from there. Not to the extent that you want it to. This is, and we noticed it yesterday, the time of the day that some of the players are starting to feel a little bit of fatigue, depending on what they did the night before. Especially some of the older players. That it is a game of attrition. He's a bit short on that, is Gary. Okay, so we one shot to Magnetic Island.
Yep, they've kicked that one out. And that's it,
Just the one. So Magnetic Island streamed to the lead with a 3-2 shot lead after 4 ends.
So Chipper has just indicated that Flappers is John Turner's nickname. John is the lead for Magnetic Island.
Okay.
So,
well, Flappers. Chipper, I'm not going to stick my neck out and call him Flapper at this stage.
We'll just, and no work today, quarter zone shot yesterday. Well, I hope everything's all right, mate. I think he had a sore back or shoulder or something the other day, so I hope everything's going okay, Chipper. It's always hard coming out playing a game straight after lunch. And Dale Reeves did a great job today with lunch. It was quite nice. Not that I'm a vegetable person, but for all those that eat veggies and the pasta bake, it was very nice. So well done.
Good start by John Turner. I'm not quite game to call him Flapper yet, Chips.
Yeah. Oh, Chipper's there. Beer is cold. Yeah, well, I'm sure it's cold at your place and it's cold here too, Chipper. But Chris Cribben, who's looking after the bar in there in Jubilee. I'm sure the TV's on in there. G'day, Chris. Doing a fantastic job. Her and the girls behind the bar. I think they've got a couple of boys in there helping too.
Right. Well, there's a consistency about this game at the moment. The metre and a half short seems to be the way they most of them are going. When they're trying to correct, they're slightly overcorrecting.
Yeah, they're still struggling with their weight.
Yep.
There's another bowl that's short of
Jack High. Just short of Jack High.
Yep.
Possibly a foot or so short.
Is that her? Is that the girl here though? Is that her? What's the photographer's name? Is that the actual photographer from here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, I'll follow that through, Muddy. We're just checking on a message that came in, so we're not sure whether it's genuine or not, so we'll get that checked out.
And no, Christopher, I will not be cooking corned beef tonight.
Muddy's favourite food.
Yeah, well, yeah. If I walked around on 4 legs and was howling at the moon, maybe I'd enjoy it.
That's your photographer.
That is? Yep. Okay.
Okay, now we've worked this one out. Kayla Pearl's photography. Now that is the official photographer for the Dunn Cup here this weekend. The photos from the last few days will be uploaded in the above link tonight. Only a few photo groups are in the folder so far. So you can
She's been doing a fantastic job. She's been getting players on the mat and watching bowls come down, taking photos of the heads when they're marking, spectators, players. I think she got a few of you and Biggles when you were in here this morning.
sadly, yes.
Yes, when you were both trying to smile.
She was trying to get us to smile.
Yes,
at
that's
that
correct.
stage.
Yep.
Yeah, like she, lovely young girl.
Yep.
She's doing an apprenticeship in photography, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well,
But
she's
doing a great job.
Yep. She's got all the gear with her. The camera, the lens, and everything that goes with it. She's got all the goods.
Jubilee have thought of everything this weekend. So they've got a couple of first aid girls here as well, in case some of the old fellas like myself happen to run into trouble. You've got official photographers. Their membership is working like a well-oiled machine.
No, it's as we said yesterday, Ron. It's an absolute credit to them. They've got helpers working in the can bar. They've got helpers on the barbecue. Dale and his bunch of merry men and girls in the kitchen.
Now that was Chris's bowl and
Yep.
zipped off a short wing bowl there and has dropped in for shot. I think I said a couple of times this morning, they don't have to put down on the scorecard how the bowl got
Yeah,
there.
that's right. Yes, if it's that final result. Sometimes
It's lucky, sometimes it's
played for.
played for.
Sometimes you just get a lucky result. So
Okay.
Oh,
Kevin's
that's
bowls.
that would be a alias wrong bias.
bias.
Did he hit the pot plants? There's been bets on how many
Pot plants,
plants
get
are
knocked
gonna
out
get
of the way, but
knocked
no,
out. No,
I don't think he did. I think he came to a very gentle rest against the pot plant.
Yep.
Yes, must admit, Biggles was a little bit concerned this morning with Benny skipping on this rink.
How many pot plants were going to be taken out?
He was in fear of the pot plants. But again, we haven't really seen a full-blooded drive from anybody on this rink so far in the,
No,
in the
we've
three
seen
matches we've had.
We've seen some upshots, but
Nothing of a full-blooded drive nature.
No.
Sitting where we are, Robbie did say to me first thing this morning he's prepared to try and get a crash hat for us with Benny playing skip, but as it turned out, it wasn't needed.
no. And then lo and behold, his first end over on the second green in the second game today.
He planted one.
Yep, yeah, full-blooded drive. We do have a game coming up tomorrow morning with one particular person that does love to have a drive. And I'm sure we possibly will see that particular person tomorrow.
He let a few go yesterday morning too.
Let some go. So we'll keep that for a little surprise for later on the sub. We'll announce who's on the TV games tomorrow.
Okay, so did we see how many that was? Okay.
Well, the score's now 3-4 on 5.
On 5. So that was
obviously a 2 to Brandon, I would think.
Yep. Yeah, well, Chris definitely had the shot there.
Yeah.
Gary's very emphatic where he wants the kitty. He's a little bit forgiving.
Well, and I can see some scores over here on our back green.
Yep.
We have Suburban playing Tharangower. Tharangower in front 8-3 after 5 ends. Jubilee are in front of Home Hill 8-4 after 8 ends. Alligator Creek and Bowen are 5-all after 6 ends. Cutharinga is 10-4 up over Collinsville after 6 ends. And Ingham is 12-0 up over Garoo after 6 ends. And Wangaratta and South Townsville playing, and unfortunately there's a couple of big blokes standing in front of the scoreboard. As soon as we speak, the sun's come out too. It's nice little
nice lead bowl there from Lloyd.
Yep. South Townsville is up 6-4 over Wangaratta after 7 ends.
Okay, so early
days still next door, and except for Ingham's game, all pretty close. As I said, Ingham's up 12-0 over Garoo.
Yes, that's a real case of one of the gun teams against the minnows.
Yep.
But having said that, the players in those smaller club teams tend to enjoy playing against the guns. It gives them an opportunity to learn something, hopefully.
Yes.
And they do enjoy playing against the big boys. Okay. Ken, just a little bit shy with his grass again. Weight was good. Yeah, fairly good grass, but just lacking a little bit in the way of weight.
The weight, yep. Doug's
playing his second bowl now.
Yep. Again there, as I said, Doug with that arm, he's normally fairly accurate and always around the money, and this is not far off. And that falls over, that would be shot.
I'd say it'd definitely be shot. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate.
Yep.
He
Straight back to Doug's
straight
bowl.
back to Doug's bowl.
Chris just trying to find the gap between those two multicoloured bowls. Come down and sit next to Doug, but
He's missing a little bit in the
in the way of weight.
weight. That's all.
Again, that's going to be a bit too wide.
Yes, Jeff seems to be struggling to get his mojo going at the moment.
Chris is not.
That was a shocker.
Yep.
Everything that could go wrong did go wrong with that bowl.
It's one of those that hit his petticoat.
Muddy, I spoke to you about that yesterday. Actually, I had a complaint about that this morning.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I said, it's all right. I'll make sure Muddy's filter is turned on when he comes on air today.
Oh, it's all in it's all in harmless fun. Oh, there's a great bowl.
Yep. Big, brilliant bowl.
Yep. After a good correction from his first bowl. Yeah.
Okay, so
And it was good
Chris
to see.
is not sure who's got the shot here.
Yeah, it was good to see
No, he calls himself the shot. Sorry, mate.
the town buzzing this morning with the Women's State of Origin last night.
Yes.
Huge win to the Queensland girls. Wrapping up the series. First time to ever play a decider. And
And the weather played its part for us.
yes.
It was nice and wet, so the girls the New South Wales girls were slowed up a little bit.
Yep. They still got some speed demons in that team. That
You're not wrong.
some of them can run like the wind.
Okay. Gary does not seem to be playing his normal high standard at the
No,
moment. He'll possibly kick into gear shortly, but
Maggie.
I think it's too tight.
No,
okay. Kevin's
Gary's playing what his third
Playing
called
with
him on to
third.
try and come up through there. Nothing to lose. He's got the back,
Everything
but
to
there he
gain.
can take the kitty back.
and he's
Gonna crash into that
Crash.
front one. Yes.
yep. Okay.
What do I need? 4 foot?
Yeah, possibly do need four
Yep.
4 feet.
Gary
Gary.
just asking Chris how much he needed. So we'll see how good Gary corrects from his first.
Oh, walking out.
Not really, Gary.
Worth trying again?
It's come home quite nicely, but he just
I think what he was trying to achieve, he had to be use that weight, but a lot narrower than
Yeah.
that.
No, I'm just saying he's back there. Is it worth it? Have we got the one?
Well, it depends who you're talking to.
Alright.
that should duck into the front three.
And it will.
Yep. So now it'll
No,
be a
but
measure
it's
to see who's got the shot. I think Chris indicated before he thought he had shot. As you can see, that's only like a 2 to 3 inch. Yep. Okay, so Chris is so as Chris has gone to move, the bowl has fallen over. So they've called the umpire. Now, we obviously couldn't see whether Chris touched the bowl, moved it with his hand, whatever, but Tony Weeks, the umpire, has come down to talk to them to see what's happened.
Well, my understanding is if it's
Yep,
dead end. Yeah,
dead
if they
end.
couldn't reach an agreement,
Yep.
it had to be a dead end. So there was obviously some dispute as to whether it was touched by Chris or
Yep.
not.
And in the sportsman of the game, that's the best decision to be made.
That's right. Okay, so it's Brandon's mat. They won the
Yeah, the last end just being a
last
dead end.
end being a dead one.
As you can see, nice shadows now from the bowlers, so the sun's out.
It's still looking a bit black
Yeah.
up to the west there.
Yep. I've just been asked by the umpire if he looked all right on the screen, and yeah, Wixie, you come up a treat, mate. You definitely got a head for TV. There you go.
Okay.
Wixie's one
Lloyd,
of those characters.
Another good lead bowl.
Yep. John just doing up his shirt. Again, his line
Line was good.
Yep.
Just that fraction heavy.
almost comes straight back to the centre line.
Russell Fry. Yes, nothing changed, Wixie.
Yeah.
Well said, Russell. Another good bowl from Lloyd.
John's changed hands. Might be a little bit just underdone on his weight, his grass. Weight's not too bad,
too
but
bad,
yeah, just
yep.
pinched his grass.
Okay, just sorting out some of our responses. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Back to business again.
Yes. As I said, Ron, you can really tell the shadows now. It's the sun has come out. And
The
it's
strongest shadows we've seen in
Yep.
2 days.
Definitely.
Possibly have someone calling for the covers to go over shortly.
Shade covers, yeah.
But they need to be well aware of what happened yesterday too when we had to turn the lights on at 3:15.
Yeah, that's right. And here we are today at 2 o'clock. And this time yesterday, very bleak and miserable and...
Just bucketing rain.
Yes.
There's a nice looking bowl coming in here.
Yep, that's the shot.
It's a shot bowl.
That's a great bowl.
Not quite, but nearly. Chris is just that
He's
little bit
underdone.
with his weight and his grass. Yes, he will come in. Sneaks around there.
And sits in there. No, he's just... Yeah, Chris, can you correct on your last? That looks tied out of his hand.
Yeah, it's going to run across too. Yep. Well, he's got the weight there. It might carry him through.
Well, there you go. I know nothing.
That's right. That's why we're sitting here and they're out there playing. But having said that, I'm not too sure whether either Chris or Gary would be 100% happy with their game at the moment. They are the current North Queensland pairs champions, which they won two weekends ago.
3 weekends ago, yes, up in Ingham.
And won against some very strong competition.
Yes. They played beautiful bowls that weekend.
And we know they can.
Yep.
We see it fairly consistently with the two of them. They combine very well as a father and son combination.
So yeah,
Gary likes it for a couple, I think.
No, 4 shots.
4 shots, he said?
Yep.
Okay. Which will be the last thing that Maggie Island will want to have happen to them.
So obviously with a little bit of weight on that backhand, it is playing and holding its line for a lot longer than the forehand.
Yep, that's right.
Gary's got a good line here. Is he around that front red one or going to run into it?
He's going to run right into it.
His weight was
got
probably...
it. Fall in the middle.
Yep. Okay, Maggie's not going to be short.
Well, he was making sure he was going to try and get something, but
yep.
Goes back and he stays with 2 down.
So Gary's making a decision as to whether he wants to come around the back or... Yes, he's decided he wants to come down the back. Good bowl there. Good defensive bowl.
Two Maggie Island guys just discussing what type of shot they should play. Try and either reduce this number or get stuck amongst them and clear some out. He's just over the draw. Nice, just nice, good weight, reaching. He doesn't want the hole.
Oh, well, he might have reduced it back to. He's reduced it back to one. Good shot in the end.
Yes.
Well, good result in the end.
Well,
anyway.
that's right. Yep.
4 down to 1 down.
1 down.
Reduce the damage somewhat, so that makes it 5-3 after 6 ends.
Yep. Still
to Brandon.
Still a low scoring game.
Gary's wanting to stretch it out a little bit. Right, first ball underway on this end from Lloyd, from Brandon, Lloyd Shepherd.
And that should start to bend in and come in nicely, just on his weight now. Yeah, he hasn't got the weight. Had a good line, just his weight let him down.
Well, Gary did stretch the length of the end out this time,
that's
so
right, yes.
Might catch a few of them out. John Turner seems to have got the end measured. Gust of wind there, Muddy.
Yes.
Caught me unawares.
A little bit of cloud cover again, just come over. Nothing serious, just again depends which way you're looking. Some of those clouds out there to the west, that's definitely got rain in those.
Yeah.
But out here to...
And if we can believe the Weather Bureau, the weather was coming in from the west today. A good correction from
He's
from Lloyd.
Throwing that one way out there, and it's coming home now. But again, just a fraction heavy.
Yeah, John's he's had good weight with his first bowl. Just need to correct his grasp.
Yep.
As we quite often see, they tend to overcorrect.
Doug's just going to come down to your weight, mate, and you're going to be 3-4 feet short, if not more.
Possibly,
yeah.
Could be 3-4 metres short, that one. Okay. Yeah, handy home there from Ken. Doug forgot something this time. He's
Yeah, he's same as before.
He's really
So the extra length has really caught Doug
caught
out.
Doug out.
Yep.
Well and truly. Caught him out in a big way that
Yes.
time.
Good couple of metres. This one, it's way too wide and heavy.
Jeff
He's-
doesn't
yep.
seem to be able to handle this rink at all.
No, he's struggling. His ball's gone into the ditch. And Chris, see how... No, there he's already indicated.
Up the front, he's possibly the shortest on the green by the time this stops.
He said, I've got Doug's. And yep,
Yep,
he
he did
certainly
have.
has. Rightio, see if he corrects.
This is almost the sort of game that's becoming a mind game, Muddy.
Yep.
The players' minds against the green.
I think they just have to put that out of their mind and just play bowls. Like,
That's right.
you know what line you've got to take. They've all played 6 ends now, which is, well, they've played more because they had that one end that was dead.
Dead. And they had
So
2
they've
trial
actually-
ends
yep.
as well, so
So they've
they
played
should
it.
have worked it out by now.
Yep. The pace might slowly change with the sun coming out, maybe heating it up and quicking it up just that fraction. But
It's a better bowl from Chris,
Chris,
but
yeah, he's still a bit shy though.
Yep.
Again, just their weight. This extra good couple of metres on the length end of the end. Okay, so his line's good. Again, going to come down to his weight. And this isn't too bad.
Almost looked like that took a little bit of a turn then. That's a pretty good bowl.
Yep.
I think Brandon's still holding with that first bowl of Lloyd's, isn't he?
Gail has just asked if Dwayne Cahill, if he's playing as well. No, Gail, Dwayne's not. As far as I know, Dwayne's still out in the Mount Isa area. I don't know when he's actually moving to Townsville. I know he sent me a message to say that he has bought a house over in West End. But I haven't heard when he is actually moving to Townsville. So works in the mines out in Mount Isa.
Okay.
Gary's well, he's punched that ball quite a fair way
Fair
up.
way.
He had some weight. Yep.
Okay, he's still holding shot though.
Brandon's got one, yes.
Where's the other one? Which way? Which way? Which end? I can't come through there unless I'm driving. Yeah.
Well, just a discussion between the skip and
Skips.
third from Maggie.
Yeah.
If I'm drawing, I'm playing one hand. If I'm driving, I'm playing the other hand. So, no, he's got in. Where's the jack? Yep, he's shown him where it is. Here he's definitely played with weight. Just how long can he hold there? Oh, slice that
Sliced
over
it
now.
across. Gives him possibly
They
a couple of shots. Maybe three shots.
Yep.
How short's that ball on the
Chris has just indicated to Gary there's 3 down.
Is that shot?
So we sliced that nicely over to there. 3 bowls there, the 2 white and that front red one.
It sounds like South Townsville have got their supporter group going well.
Yes, over on that first rink over on the back green there. You can see up on the top of our left-hand side screen there, almost directly behind the guys. Okay, Mikey, can he...
Is he going to make it a 4 or is he going to drop short?
No, he's close. He's going to make it 4.
Make it 4, definitely. Well, you assume it's going to be 4.
You would think so, because I think that red's still beat. Yep, 4.
4 shots.
So
4 shots, so that puts Maggie on to 7. Brandon 5.
Yep, on
New
7
leader
ends.
in this game on 7
Yep,
ends.
7 ends, yes.
The sun blares out again.
Yes.
And again, another acknowledgement to our game sponsors. Yellow Hand Travel, for the naming rights sponsors for the 2004 Dunn Cup. TK Power and Air. Glen Carroll Painting. JSL Electrical and Instrumentation. Multicom Communications have been very helpful for us this weekend, and especially to the media team. Townsville City Council, who have been huge supporters of this event this weekend, and we thank them. Jubilee Bowls Club, the hosting venue, and North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association running the venue. We thank you very much for your support, your assistance in getting this event up and running the way it is this weekend.
And as we've said all weekend, Ron, we can't run those carnivals events without people like that.
No, we definitely need sponsors these days. The cost of running these events is becoming more and more costly every year. Not just for the organisers and the host venues, but for the clubs competing themselves with accommodation costs increases and
getting to the venue.
Getting to the venues.
Some of them living 2-3 hours away, so you've got fuel, you've got, as you say, accommodation. Then you've got your fees that when you get here to enter. A small fee to NQ to actually play in the competition. So, yep, it all adds up.
That's right. And some of these clubs, as we spoke about yesterday, are very small clubs. And they don't have unlimited resources or finances. And in most cases, the players have to wear the cost themselves.
No, Maggie's not happy with that one. He
Right.
pulled that straight across his body. Just looking over the back here, Ron, some scores. We've got South Townsville leading Wangurata 15-7 on 11 ends. So a little break there for South Townsville. We have Garoo playing Ingham. Last time it was 12-0. It is now 16-5 on, I think it's 10 ends. Again, a few big fellas have stood in the way. Yeah, 16-5 on 10 ends. Alligator Creek against Bowen. Alligator Creek 5, Bowen 6 on 10 ends. So that's a very
tight game, that one.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you misread it?
Yes, I think it's 15 to Alligator Creek. It's I'll come back to that. There are some guys in front of the scoreboards down there now. Cutharinga Collinsville 21-4 on 10 ends to Cutharinga, so a nice little buffer
Nice
there.
buffer there for Cutharinga.
Suburban Tharangower 12-6 in favour of Tharangower on 10 ends. As we speak, we've got, I hope that's not the police helicopter going over us.
Yep. Big bowl there from Brandon. Gives them a couple of shots, I would think.
Here's a little surprise. We have Air 17, Noola 10 after 13 ends.
Okay, that is a bit of a surprise.
Yes.
A bit of pressure on Noola.
Yep. And we have Jubilee up 16-6. Can't see who they're playing. Jubilee. I can see the scoreboard, but I cannot read. Oh, Jubilee's playing Home Hill 16-6 on 13 ends.
Okay.
Now, coming back to that Alligator Creek Bowen. It is Alligator Creek 15, Bowen 6 on 10 ends. So another little
twist in the tail of the
of the Dunn Cup.
Nice bowl there from Chris.
Yep.
They're looking at a few multiple here. Bit hard to tell how far behind these back bowls are. Just looking to repeat the treatment he dished out with that last bowl.
Yep. Oh, that backhand, I think.
Dad
Chris,
didn't like that. Dad just told him very quickly what he thought of it.
Yep.
It could be in the count.
But that was very tight out of the hand.
You're not wrong, and it didn't move much off the line.
I know he uses arrows, but I don't know if they're Turbo Pros or Dynamics.
Don't know.
But that
they don't look like a dynamic. Right. It's Kevin trying to create some damage here.
Oh, he's
Just
that weight.
Too much weight. He was always going to hold out with that weight.
That's us. We got another counter at the back.
Can Gary add to his son's bowl?
I
He's
suspect that's
plenty of grass.
he's got the good grass.
Just on his weight now, he's going to sit Chris's bowl. Yep. Just moved Kitty a fraction, but shouldn't have caused any major dramas.
Go with another extra foot of weight. You don't catch a snake there. Just underneath here. That's the green one, the last one. In front. Yeah, it's that far in front. You can use it. You can. How many we down? You don't want to know. 4.
Don't want to know. If he didn't want to know, he wouldn't have asked you.
Yep. Kevin just asking his third how many down.
Okay.
And his third's reply was, you don't want to know. They're down 4. So it still hasn't stopped him from having a little dig, but I don't know if he's got the weight to hold that line.
No, he hasn't.
No, he's going to go.
Right, so Gary's got another bowl left to...
Yep, Chris is indicating yes, we're holding 4. Beat that bowl there, you score. So just a nice open draw for Gary. If he plays very similar to his last, the whole hand should go up. And he's definitely out there.
It's all on his weight now.
Yep. And coming in nicely. And that should be, yep, that's a cracker. That should be a full handful.
The whole fistful.
1, 2, yep, 3. And obviously, yep, Chris is playing to the front ones. Four,
5.
Yep, there we go. Handful.
Right.
So,
So 15-7 on 9. Seems to be seesawing a little bit at the moment, Muddy.
yes. Lead keeps changing hands, so that makes it now 10-7 on 8 ends, I think, is it?
Yep, that's right. Afternoon, Vince, from Cabramatta Bowling Club in Sydney, New South Wales. Hope you're enjoying the live stream of this afternoon.
Yep, we haven't had many questions or anything of this. Rhonda, how did you go this morning? Did you get
Yes, we had
plenty of inquiries?
Yeah, plenty of inquiries this morning. Nothing controversial about wanting to know about arm bowlers though. I was quite pleased to hear that.
Yeah, we got all that sorted yesterday.
Oh, sort of, yeah.
The do's and don'ts of bowling and a little bit of history on the Dunn Cup yesterday.
Yep.
For those who don't know.
Yes, our 82nd year
Yes.
running this event.
First year it was ever played was between 5 clubs. And I'm led to believe that was Ayr, Home Hill, Suburban, TBC, Townsville,
Right.
no?
Oh, well, it could have been. It was Ayr, Home Hill, Collinsville, Townsville, which would have been TBC,
yes.
and Suburban, with Ayr being the inaugural winners.
Yep.
And we split the Dunn Cup into 2 sections in 1954.
Okay. Now, as one year we tried, the district liked the idea of taking the top 2 teams from each section.
Okay. I got involved in a discussion about that last night, and I could not recall it.
Yes, we did it at South Townsville Bowls Club when they held it. And Brandon actually went through undefeated in their section. So normally would have put them straight into the final under the current system.
Yep.
And they lost the semi-final the next morning. So they did not get a chance to play in the final that year. Now that year was South Townsville played it at their place in 2018. So in 2018 we actually played a semi-final and a final. Suburban came out victors, and if I remember, again, Suburban did not win their section, but with the system we played that year, they came through and won it.
Right, so the leaders of the sections obviously did their best to have that.
Or Suburban may have been the winner in their section, and
Yeah.
I can't remember the actual placings, but I know Brandon, because that was a big talking point afterwards. Under normal circumstances, they would have been in the final.
Straight to the final.
But that year, because we played a semi, whoever finished first in section 1 played the runner-up in section 2, and vice versa.
Yep.
And Bowen unfortunately dipped out. I can see over the back there now that Noola has started to claw their way back against Air. They're only about 6 or 7 shots behind now after still with 6 or 7 ends to go. And as I speak, looking at the back here, our patron of bowls, North Queensland Bowls, Billy Green, has turned up. G'day Billy, how are you? Oh, Billy's been here for a while. Yep, he's
Resplendent in our new uniform, Billy.
Yes.
We have a seesawing game here at the moment, Bill, between Maggie Island and Brandon.
Score keeps changing most ends.
Nobody seems to be making a bit of a break at this stage. Okay, so that was Chris's bowl. I suspect the sun shining on that bowl. I suspect Brandon are holding 2 shots. 3 shots there could be.
Well, that one's not going to change anything.
Might stop Kevin from having a swipe at it if he thinks he's capable.
Oh, no, drop that.
Well, you don't need us to comment on that bowl because...
Yes, I won't say what I normally say then.
I'll let you. It's a Joe Cocker.
Yeah. I was referring to the...
No, don't go there. I don't want to get my ear chewed out again tomorrow morning.
He was just far too tight.
Yep. And he knew it.
Yeah, as soon as it left his hand. And as bowlers, you know as soon as you let it go, whether you're tight, wide, no weight.
Actually, Maggie Island might be holding the shot there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was
I'm eagerly awaiting your
dissertation. I was reading a comment here from Shane. Are the 2 sections done by open N ? Draw?
No.
No, so our 2 sections are decided on place getters
from this
year. So obviously the winner, runner-up, so your odds and evens, and then depends where you finish, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever. All the odds are in section 1 and all the evens are in section 2.
Purely an order of merit based competition.
And then that doesn't mean they automatically get a start the year after. They still have to nominate to our district to say they're going to play.
Kevin played a good bowl there. Okay, so Maggie Island's definitely holding the shot by the...
That's what I was getting at before. I was too busy looking over the back, checking scores out when that bowl, so I wasn't too sure whose that was. So Gary's played here with... Thanks, Shane. Yes, it is a great concept, mate. It's the way that, except for those first few years of running the Dunn Cup, it's been sectional play. And it is the fairest way to do it. And obviously the section that has a bye, we just work out the percentage. Because teams can have 4 wins, but have obviously had a bye, so you divide your wins amongst how many games they played. You do that the same with the other section. So obviously in the other section, if they've had 4 wins out of 7, again you get a percentage, and then it comes down to their margin
So that's
to determine.
8-10 now, I think, to Maggie Island
Yep.
after 9 ends.
No, 10-8 to Brandon.
Sorry, well,
Whoop.
I did say the same thing.
Yeah,
8-10 to Maggie.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
Just-
being assaulted by
By a
the
tarp.
gazebo.
They're just opening up the back, letting a bit
Letting
of fresh air in.
because everyone was starting to get a little bit
On the
sleepy side.
Yep. It's, the sun's definitely now out.
Right,
It's
fair
turned out to
fair
be quite a
start.
nice afternoon. So,
It's a fair start from John Turner.
yep.
Lloyd's got good grass. And he has a good bowl. Just a foot and a half short of, or
Yep.
maybe just a foot short of Kitty. Okay. John's got reasonable grass here too.
Yep.
And a good bowl coming in here.
Definitely.
Perfectly weighted,
That'll be the shot, I would think.
I'd say so. Yes, he did. He really tightened it. It's not a bad, at the end of the day, it wasn't a bad bowl.
Yeah. Just a little bit
Just
underdone. If he'd
underdone
had
with
more
with
weight,
the grass. That's
he would
right.
have held that line and
Yeah.
done pretty well.
Yep. Okay.
Look, you're following him down. Coming here. Hang on to that. Moving the kitty's good.
Gary's just asked for Doug to follow the last bowl down.
Almost sounded like a little bit of frustration in
Yes,
Gary's voice then.
Well, the game's not going either team's way. Like,
No.
18 shots scored after 9 ends. It's still open for anybody. No one's really dominating the game. There's no one's put their foot down and said, this is ours to take. And if I remember correctly, I think both teams had I'll just check, Ron. I think
don't think Maggie Island's had a win yet, have they?
You only want to move kitty that far, doggo.
Magnetic Island. No, they haven't had a win yet.
Brandon's
had one win.
Yep.
So to stay in the comp, Brandon needs to have a win. To make it 2 wins.
That's right.
Otherwise, after 4 games, if you've only had 1 win, your hopes are,
Diminishing somewhat?
yes, you're not looking flash to be playing Sunday afternoon.
No.
Especially when you've already got one team that's undefeated so far. So you would want to stay in the hunt. You'd have to win this game.
And this section doesn't play tonight,
No,
so
they don't have
it becomes a little bit more critical.
yes.
They only have 2 games tomorrow as well,
Yep, and then the one Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. And the last game Sunday morning in this section. Right. South Townsville.
Oh, there goes the kitty. He's got a lucky result out of that. Chris has hit the bowl under the kitty, pushed it across to their own bowl, so Brandon's holding shot.
Stand that far in front of the, behind the jack. Either hand, it doesn't matter.
Yes, you look at the last game Sunday morning. You've got Ingham playing Wangaratta, which you would think Wangaratta would struggle a little bit with that. And you have South Townsville playing Maggie Island. So they really, both these teams need to start moving forward from here.
That's right, yep.
Second shot. But you dead draw, don't be heavy.
Gary just indicating to Chris, just dead draw,
Dead
don't be
draw.
heavy. Ooh, I would think that's very tight.
He's not going to be anywhere near
No,
it there.
Yep, that is long gone.
Possibly the worst thing a skipper can say to a third, don't
Yep.
be heavy. Because their first reaction is to pull their weight right off.
Yep.
Okay. It's too heavy, says Magnetic Island. Okay. Scary.
He's going to be very close. That's what he was
It's
talking
possibly
about.
what
Dead
you
draw.
call dead drawing.
Yep.
Almost spot on. He did get a touch. So whether
Kevin-
he retains, he
Kevin
gets two
coming
shots
down
out.
to have a look.
The jack's in front of the blue bowl there.
Just in front.
You can see the shadow of the jack. So it's possibly only one shot there, Muddy.
No, I
Well,
think,
no, that's Chris's bowl
Yeah, I
at the back
think
there,
no.
behind that blue bowl, isn't
I
it?
think Chris did say to his father, holding two.
Okay.
Kevin's going to disrupt it somewhat here, though. He's got the kitty clean, or the two bowls, and sat there for shot.
Sat there for shot.
Oh, Kevin's very happy with himself. Put the hand up.
How simple is it when you
Yes.
put the bowl down the right place? One to come. It's inexperience and not concentrating on the game.
Yep.
We saw that happen yesterday morning too in the game against Llangower.
Picked the
And
bowl up.
I must admit, a very sportsman decision was made
Yeah.
there.
Well, they almost kicked the red and the blue bowl out there to our right-hand
That's
side.
right.
So there was no danger really. They didn't change the head. So again, common sense prevails. Kick playing. Nothing was majorly disturbed.
That's right.
And in this day and age, it's good that two teams can just agree to say, yep, sorry, made a mistake, put it back and keep playing.
That's correct. Because at the end of the day, it's not a nice feeling to
No.
have a dead end purely on a mistake of
Yep.
concentration from a player.
Gary's not too happy
Happy
with
with
that. I
that,
don't
he-
know why.
I-
He's coming home now. He's just heavy, that's why.
Okay, so one to Magnetic Island there.
Yep.
10-9, Brandon's way after 10 ends. So 11 ends to go. Virtually halfway.
And as we said, it's just a seesawing event. It's no one's taking it
No one's grabbed it by the
Pulled
throat
it,
and
yeah.
said, I want this. We know they both want it, but nobody's
Yep.
jumping in the well.
No more comments here on my screen at
Yeah.
the moment. Crowd's gone to sleep, I think.
Well, they've all rushed out to get out in the sunshine after
Yep.
3 days of miserable weather. But we've still got those black clouds hanging over us to the west there.
Yep.
As long as they stay there, it's
Yep.
not going to cause anybody too much grief.
Looking over there at that second green down the left-hand side, there's plenty of spectators sitting there watching. So on the ditch rink, we have
There's a standing room only over there
yes,
at the moment.
mate, yes. I can see quite a lot of South Townsville supporters there, either men and ladies that are members of the club, because South Townsville's playing Wangaratta on that ditch rink. I think it's Wangaratta they're playing.
Yes, I think so.
Yep, Wangaratta, one of the teams down from the Bowen area.
Okay, neither of the leads want this kitty.
Oh no, yeah, nothing close.
If this runs out, this might be the start of something.
Yes,
Yep, good bowl there.
yep, very
Well,
nice.
Nice correction. So it's up to Lloyd now to see what he can do with it. Right, nice reply.
Yep,
It's corrected
finished
too.
on a good home there.
Yep.
That bowl can still be used.
It's a workable bowl.
Yep. As a skip, you'd be pretty happy with that. You control that back to it.
Yep,
And
exactly.
and a good correction from his first bowl. First one being a good metre and a half short.
Okay, Ken Rootsey. He's decided he
Oh.
wants to get into the action
Yep,
too.
he's finished inside that, so that'll be another one
It's
to
2 shots to Maggie Island
Yep.
at the moment.
possibly 3, depending on how far back those 2 bowls are.
Gary's not happy with this one.
Doug's just been struggling for his line and length.
Yeah, all day,
Um,
all afternoon anyway.
Yeah. As I said, I played Doug last weekend down in there, and he was very, very deadly. Maybe because it was his own green or in his own town where he plays
Well, that does help.
a lot more bowls, but
There's another
Another-
good bowl coming
yep.
in here.
so there's another counter for Maggie.
Yep.
Draw to that. Gary's indicating, as you say, a little bit of frustration in his voice.
Yep.
Needing his second to help out a bit. Unfortunately, Doug's going to be wide and
long.
and heavy.
Okay, Jeff McDonald stepping up to the mat now. He's basically just drawing, dead drawing.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't need to be doing anything else
No.
at this stage.
just around this front blue or just under it, finishing anywhere within a foot and a half of the kitty, and
There's
he's
another
played
one.
it well.
He's played a brilliant bowl.
Yep.
So we're looking at a definite 4 for Magnetic Island at the moment.
You would think so. Chris, a bit of pressure on you here, mate. You're going to have to perform, otherwise Dad will not be happy. Just depends on your weight if you can hold that
He's
line. And
got
yes,
the line.
ugh. Just with his
Unlucky.
weight, he's run through. He's still 2, maybe 3
Yeah,
down.
I'd say he's still 3 down there at the moment, Muddy.
Yeah, Kevin's indicating either hand, just
Yep,
a draw,
he
got 3.
doesn't care. He just wants it drawn.
Yep.
Draw another bowl into the head. Okay. Jeff's very determined in which way he wants to come down. Doug, what time is the next game start time? It depends entirely on what time this game finishes and who the next 2 teams are, which will be Noola and McNade, who are playing on the back green. We can't really give even a reasonable estimation on what time. Most of the games so far this weekend have been going around 3.5 hours.
Well, I can let you know Ron McNade's actually got the bye as we speak.
Yeah, but it depends on...
And Noola, they've already played 17 ends, but this game here is only 10 ends.
10
so
ends, yep.
they're at least an hour behind the other section.
That's right.
7 ends, roughly 7 ends in an hour. So we're looking at, here halfway. We're looking at, I reckon, 4 o'clock before 4:15 even for this game here to finish, because it is a bit slow. They're playing longer ends.
Yep. And
So-
they were the last game to start.
Yep. So it'll be a bit of a break for McNade and Noola before they get back on the green.
So, being a no time limit game, they're all staggered finishes, and consequently it becomes staggered starts. So we don't start each round on the bell. It's a case of when the 2 teams are there and ready to go, they go.
Yes, that's correct.
But I would taking an educated guess, somewhere between 4:30, and this may sound stupid, but 4:30 and 5:30. We should be back here with the 3rd game.
And
Personal preference is, I think both Muddy and I would prefer to see it closer to 4:30 than 5:30.
definitely. Just Wim has asked, what speed is the green, please?
Well, this was timed this morning. This green was timed this morning at 14 seconds.
Okay, and
I think it's possibly
I would say it's picked up
maybe half a second.
maybe, because it is finishing well. It's dried out. But there's probably no moisture left in that grain whatsoever. The underfelt underneath of it may have a slight bit in it, but
Because this green always has drained very well.
it has. So I would think it's between 14 and 15. So a nice comfortable pace. Play most shots on it. The only thing is it probably doesn't hold as good as grass greens when you're playing your on shots. Grass greens, they seem to hold a lot better. Carpets are known to duck away pretty quick.
Yeah, to keep your on shot dead straight, you're having to really belt it down.
You're giving it some. You can see Gary here. He's played with
having
good
a
weight,
swipe at it.
but still
He's
they
gone
drop.
cut away.
Yep. So
That's 1. That's 2.
again, we're going to have a new leader after this end. 3 to Magnetic Island.
Oh,
So again, new
new
leaders.
leader.
Should make it 12-10 now after 11 ends. Did they pick up a 3 or a 2? I thought it was a 3. We can't. I'll see Gary and just confirm
Where's Gary?
what that was. I thought I heard them say 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary's
there was
gone.
definite 2 when they were measuring for the third, but
But Gary wasn't happy, or he's not happy with Doug. He's gone down and spoke to him. Need bowls in the head, I heard him say. So 3, yeah. Yeah, it was 3, so
yeah, definite 3 for
Yep.
Magnetic Island. So
Yep.
that puts them on 12 after 11 ends.
Yep. Gary has got a look of frustration.
Frustration.
On his face.
He's not looking very happy at all at the
No.
moment.
May have a few stern words to his players.
John Turner ran through quite a way. Lloyd's a metre behind the kitty. And possibly a metre and a bit to the side.
There's a question here. Is this being played on a 3-rink green?
No.
No, it's a full proper green. Unfortunately, the other side of the green that you can't see has a lot of issues and holes and
Damage.
damage to it from weather, from cyclone. When we had all that rain and Townsville copped a bit of flooding here and there, unfortunately the green suffered some damage. But this end of the green, it's not in perfect condition, but it's in very good condition. So we're in by about a half a rink from the ditch. Got a full rink, and then you can see where we're set up, the sponsors' corporate area down the end there with the boys in the under the blue marquee. And we're on the same side as them down the other end of the green, with all the seating and everything in between us. So great setup that Jubilee's done here. It'll be a great final on Sunday Ave for spectators to sit alongside the green. And yeah, great viewing for Sunday. I can't wait. Hopefully it's a good crowd, whoever those two teams. 9 times out of 10 when we play the finals, the spectators come from those clubs to support their local boys. And it's always a good turnout for both the club, NQ, players concerned. And it should make a great final. Of course, NQ, they give runners-up badges to obviously the running-up team, winners.
And medals.
And medals. And then there's a trophy for the club to hold for the 12-month period. A flag that they can hang up in their club. And then we have a player of the final, which is called the Ren Cantatori Shield. For those that didn't listen yesterday, Ren Cantatori is an Ingham player. To us locals, we call him Mr. Dunn Cup. Played in 49 Dunn Cups.
Yep.
Has won it 21 times. No.
17 wins.
17 wins.
Yep.
Runner
up 6 times.
6 times, yep. Skipped it
21 times.
21 times. And no one knows Dunn Cup better than Ren Cantatori. As I said, 49 years of playing Dunn Cup.
And this event is regarded as sacred to North Queensland District. It is impossible for us to make any changes to the conditions of play or the mode of play or anything else to do with the Dunn Cup unless all the clubs in the district agree to it. And we have found over the years, because of Wren's reputation and his knowledge of Dunn Cup and the respect that clubs and players hold Red in. If Wren doesn't agree with the change that's being proposed, it does not happen.
That's correct.
And that's not a criticism of Wren, but all the clubs have the utmost respect and
admiration
for the man.
An absolute gentleman on and off the green. A very fierce supporter.
Unless you're playing with him.
Oh, he's been given some of his players a stern talking to over the years, coming from the Ingham area. But no, it's for us it is a great concept. The Dunn Cup is in a league of its own. We've just got the sous chef who's come and standing next to me, and
he wouldn't know. He would not know.
Steve Nettelstein, one of the local guys here that helped out Jubilee yesterday, cooking brekkie for all the boys. They do a fantastic job here. The bacon egg burgers in the morning, and again one of those helpers that have helped out the club. And as I said yesterday, there's just too many volunteers here at this club that have chipped in and helped out, and we're only into day 2. So I'm sure still with 2 days to go, there's going to be plenty more helpers helping out in different areas, Ron. It's a credit to them.
That's right. Yeah, they've called on pretty much their whole membership to be available at different times over the weekend to assist. And Robert King, last time I visited Magnetic Island, it was all overgrown. Must have a few residents now. Good on them. Well, I don't know when you last visited Magnetic Island, Robert. I've lived in Townsville for over 20 years. Yes, there is pockets of natural forest, but there's always been a fairly healthy population on Magnetic Island. The Bowls Club's been there for quite a few years. They've got a reasonably new playing surface since the last major cyclone, and a fairly active club. It's a fairly static population over there. It's not the sort of place that's open for major development. Yeah, Greg just falling short there. That's one out. So for Brandon.
Because they come off, they're on their own little key ring, and they come off me one day. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just going to have to do 2 weeks in one. Yeah.
Okay, 2 to Brandon.
201, 203, 203.
So we've got a tied game after 12 ends. 12-12 on 12.
Which one's first? Oh, okay. No, it's said. Actually, when Liz gets there, she's got a key. She's got her own personal key. So could you just grab it off her and do it for me, please? I know you'll trade for another hour or so, but I've got to have something.
Commencement of 13th end.
Yeah, okay. Just say, Liz, can I borrow your key for a minute? Dad forgot to ring the till off.
Okay. Lloyd Shepherd's first bowl.
I don't know if she knows the 135. But look, if anyone...
Great start from Lloyd. Absolutely brilliant start. Resting toucher. Kevin, if you'd like, that's a good man.
Yeah, no, it's said that. It's the second one.
Okay. John Turner trying to get his own way with it. He's just going to be slightly underneath. He got a touch on it. Great bowl. So two good lead bowls to start the end. Right, Lloyd has decided to change his hand for whatever reason, but he's dropped short and across the head. John Turner's sticking with his forehand. And depending on his weight, he's got a bomb of a bowl here. Yep, he's got a great bowl. Magnetic Gold holding one shot there now. Doug Robbins to play his first bowl. Well, I don't think he's going to lose his bowl because he's going to swing in and sit that bowl for two shots. Well, Gary was a little bit concerned that he was going to finish up in the ditch there, but from where we're sitting, looking at the television screen, never looked like it. Okay. Okay. Doug Robbins with his second bowl. Again, one in, one out. Nice bowling. I would suspect this is a little bit tight, but he's still holding his line. Definitely holding his line, and bingo. It's supposed to be one down still. So Chris with his first bowl is across underneath and long. I would suspect that's gone in the ditch. No, Dad hasn't moved, so it's sitting on the bank, on the edge of the green. So he's tight. Right, Chris is looking to promote his own bowl, which he's done. Which could give him two shots. Right, Jeff McDonald's coming up to have a look.
Yeah, mate, I'm back. Yes,
you
I
sort
just
that
had
debate out.
Yes, I had to just go and do a few things. Team that had a player yesterday hurt himself, so they've reconstituted their team because they have a player in their team that can't play tomorrow. So because of personal reasons. So we've sorted all that out. Umpires are happy, we're happy, so happy days.
Oh, we were always happy.
Mate, yeah.
When in doubt,
Yep.
pass it over to the umpires.
Yes. So we still have a very close game here, mate. 12,
This
12
has
all
been
on
a,
12 ends. This is...
Been a great end,
This-
this one. You've missed the best end of the game so
okay,
far.
well...
There's been some good bowls played.
And of course, as soon as I went out of the tent, everyone with a million questions. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on? What time are we doing this? What's going on here? Oh, okay, yep, rightio.
Did they listen to what
Well-
we said yesterday when we said, if in doubt, we're going to suck it and see?
Oh no, it's good that they do ask questions to us. You know, being
Yep.
the controlling body, yourself and myself, that they obviously listen to what we did say yesterday, and if they have questions, I suppose from mine and your point of view,
Yeah, it's best to ask.
Yeah, if you don't ask, you don't know. So
And if you don't ask, you usually finish up complaining that
Yep.
something's gone wrong.
So I'd rather them ask and everyone be on a hopefully happy playing field.
No change there.
So what do we got here? Brandon's holding, are they?
Brandon's holding 2, maybe 3 shots. Definitely 2.
He's just indicated if you hit that and push that out, you make 5. So
So
they're holding 3.
3.
Obviously that purplish coloured bowl just behind that multi-toned blue is his target, to hit that multicoloured bowl to push the other one out for 5. And he's close, but I don't know if he's got the weight to
Hasn't got
do
the
it.
weight.
He's hit the bowl, but
Doesn't have the weight. So, Magnetic Island thinks they're 2 down. He said.
Yep.
So it's either 2 or...
So he needs to be careful then that he doesn't play with too much weight to do what Chris asked about punching that bowl out of the head.
That's right.
Otherwise, well, you would think he would take a few of theirs with him.
Yeah, at
if
the
he
same
did.
time, he's got to be reaching it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's 2 down for sure. So
Yeah.
you're not. Yeah, well, he's got a good line. Just know
No,
whether
he's
his
gone
weight,
now.
whether his bowl's going to hold that line for the weight. The kitty. Oh, he's knocked it forward.
Should make no change.
Yeah, might have brought Gary's bowl in.
Okay. 1, 2.
And Gary's bowl now, which is Jack High, you would think, almost his 3rd shot, you would. So he's possibly made an extra shot here now with Gary's front bowl.
Bring it up again. Same what you had there before, mate.
Yes, definitely 3.
Could be 4. 3.
No, 3. Yep. So
Okay, so the new leader again, Brandon, 15, Magnetic Island 12 on 14 ends.
13, isn't it?
13 ends. Yeah, 13 ends.
A metre up, anything behind the foot's good.
Gary changing the length of the end again.
Yep. Which he's want to do. He's one of the few skips.
Yeah, but he might not be happy with this one. Oh no, it stayed on.
He's one of the few skips that I've played against that is quite happy to change the length every end.
Yep.
Which means, to me, you've got to be very confident in the players in front of you that they've got the ability to adjust to the changing ends all the time.
That's correct.
You know, it's one thing you being confident in your ability, but it's something completely different for the other players. Oh, this looks a little bit tight, John. Although he's holding up, His bowls do seem to hold up a
Yes,
long way.
especially on that hand coming
Yeah.
back towards this way.
Yeah.
But he had a mile of weight too, so on the draw, he would be at least
It could have even
another
been out of
feet,
bounds.
Yeah. There's another good bowl.
From Lloyd, yes.
Yep.
Good bowling,
yep.
Lloyd. He's hit his straps the last couple of
Yes.
ends.
Gary very happy there.
Robert King.
Oh yeah,
Spin
no.
that.
That can't be good. That will sail on through and go close to being out of bounds
Bounds.
or even in the ditch.
Didn't finish up in the ditch, but it's a long way back. They're not much use to anybody.
Yeah, one of the games I called earlier on over the back, Nula playing Air.
Yes.
Air had a massive, well, a 10-12 shot
A
margin.
very comfortable margin.
It's now 21-17 to Air on 19 ends, so a margin of 4 now, still with 2 ends to
2
go.
ends to go. Can go
So
either way.
Nula,
They've certainly pulled back.
yes, who's going to be on our TV rink next.
So that's possibly a reaction of Thomas
Thomas Karate, Tony Sierra.
getting his venom stuck into his players
Yes.
in front, I'd say.
We'll try and see what happens on this end that they're playing now, going into the last to see what happens. That could be a massive turnaround for Nula if they're able to get up and win that game. But as we all know, it ain't over to that lady sings. Now back to the live action here. Oh,
He's a bit unlucky there. He had
Yep.
a nice bowl.
only one down now for Maggie Island. Doug wants to know, can you say what team it was or no? What time's the next game starting? I think Doug asked earlier. Yes, well our next game is a clash of 2 teams from the Ingham area. It's Nula and McNaid. They're 2 clubs in the Ingham area. So a local derby between those 2. They are on the TV rink next.
Okay, is Chris's bowl coming in? He might be just as short of a gallop, is he? Yes.
And then this afternoon, Ron, we'll announce the 3 games that are on
For tomorrow.
TV tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Sorry, tomorrow. As I said, we do have a great game up for tomorrow morning. That's the game you could see a few
Changes with.
changes in the pot plants, could go screaming.
Yep.
Yeah, Ron's just looking at his program. I know who tomorrow morning's game is.
Yeah, you do, but
Yeah. Then that one playing that one. That game first in the morning. That one. Then that one and that one, and then them and them.
There you go. Yeah, so some big games tomorrow.
Yes. So all will be revealed.
Revealed after this game.
Yes.
The players will know where they're going to be tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow we'll sort out. It'll be getting close to the nitty-gritty end of possibly sorting out some sections, but still with in section 1 with 4 games still to go after today, and teams having a bye, and that could come down to the last game on Sunday morning to determine the final winner, and possibly even in section 2.
Yeah, quite possible. Definitely in section 1, because the bye really comes into play in section 1.
Yep. Although Jubilee is still in the box seat, have not been beaten.
No.
They are in front as we speak. Oh, now, that Noola game has finished. Maybe they didn't have the right score up before. So we'll wait and see when they bring the cards over to us, Ron, to see who actually
won that game.
Or, as I said, if Noola end up coming from behind and winning that, that's an absolute huge effort, and that'll put them in good spirit for
the next
next game here on the TV rank.
Yes.
Should be in for a treat if that happens.
Nice bowl there. Great bowl from Kevin. Just a couple of inches short.
Now, an earlier two I also called that Alligator Creek, I think, were 10 or 12 shots in front of Bowen. Looking over there now, I can see that Bowen is 18. Alligator Creek is 17 on 16 ends. So Bowen again have fought back and are in front.
Bowen's the team that never give up.
Yeah,
they play it out right till the last bowl.
Yep. As you've seen yesterday, they were on the Mitch and Jason, and they're at one stage. I got the names mixed up. I know their mum was watching down in Bowen, plus at the one of the villages where a lot of where they work. Now here comes the Noola guys. I'll give their cards to Noola, and Ron, I can tell you that yes, Air had a margin of 17-6. Air lost 26-21. In the last 5 ends, Noola picked up a 3, a 3, a 3, and a 6.
Whoops.
To be one behind going into the last end and get a 6 on the last end to win by 5.
Yep.
15 shots in 5 ends. So you definitely ain't over to that fat lady's things in that game.
We keep saying that. Anything can happen. Okay, so we've got Brandon leading Magnetic Island 15-13 after 14 ends. So 7 ends to go.
Yep. And
it's anybody's game.
Which is still at least an hour, and I said 4:15. It'll be close to quarter past
5.
No, it's 3:15 now, so sorry. Yeah, 4:15 to 20 past. 7 ends. Neither of those teams are super quick or anything on the mat, so a good hour still to go here on this game. So, yep, 4:30, could even be quarter to 5 o'clock, as you said, before the start of the next game.
Yep.
And now Noola's finished, so they've got a good hour and a half's wait.
That's right.
They'll go in and have their afternoon tea, smoko, sandwich or sausage roll, whatever Dale Reeves has got in there for the guys for afternoon tea. Some of them may even partake in a cold refreshment.
Oh, no. You serious?
Well, I'm thinking I could almost go one myself.
You're not allowed to. Neither am I.
Oh. Well, what if I just get a can of Coke, no sugar?
Go and get one. It's on the house.
Yeah, but you don't know what I might put in it.
I've already told her. It's on the house. No additives.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. I can wait. But I will have a soft drink at smoko time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit early to have a scotch.
See, Neil Brown's arrived to watch some bowls.
Yes.
I am a little bit surprised that he came, but he is a good supporter, great supporter of Thurringale Bowls Club.
Yep, and our district.
Yes.
Probably a shock that he didn't make his club's team, but
No comment.
that's how selections go at clubs, and
Yep, that's right.
you never know who gets picked, and always surprise packages come out of clubs how they pick their teams.
And we've seen that with a few
Yep.
clubs this year.
Yes, definitely. Some shocks, some how did he make it? Why didn't I make it? What, all those types of things. Always
Yes,
happens.
that's right.
Oh, I've got
Selectors don't know what they're talking about.
our
Which is the least risk, John?
I've just got the president.
Coming around?
There's the cards for the next game. There's the charts if you want to start filling. No? Okay, well, but okay. I'll keep it all. Yeah, but just write the ends on there. Oh no.
Okay, we have more administration taking place. As our district management team is only a group of four people, and our president's playing. Our vice president is chairman of the umpires coordinating committee, so he's heavily involved in that. So Muddy and myself have been turned into miracle workers for the weekend.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I just had our president.
I was just explaining that, Muddy, how overstaffed we are.
Yeah. Oh, yes. We find that most years, unfortunately, and look,
We're no different to clubs.
that's right. We're no different to clubs. We're no different to probably other districts. Unfortunately, you always get the same type of guys put their hand up most years. And you and I, we seem to have been putting our hand up for about 20 years.
That's right.
But that's the way it goes, and we wouldn't be doing it if we didn't enjoy what we do.
No,
So
I don't complain about
No,
what I'm
neither do
doing.
I love the game.
My wife might occasionally.
Yeah.
Are you ever going to be home?
Yeah.
Who's going to mow the lawn and look after the garden this
Why
weekend?
don't you just sleep at the club? That's a common one at my place. But look, I've got a son who works at a bowls club. My girls help me, and I lease the kitchen at my club. My girls help me out, so my wife is very understanding, and she's happy for the family. So my son's got into bowls. Him and I play some bowls together.
Yep.
Probably not as much as what I should.
Well, he's a much better player than you are.
Oh,
so.
mate, yeah, well, best player in the family. I'm a broken down old horse. But no, look, yeah, it's the positions we do, mate. Yep, we always cop a bit of stick from the home life.
Yeah, but you learn to roll with the
Yeah,
punches.
that's right. Yep.
I'm a bit like you. I wouldn't be doing it at all if I didn't get some
satisfaction
and
That's
pleasure
correct.
out of it.
You know, I could be sitting at home or down at my own bowls club or something if I wasn't doing what I enjoy. So
Okay, we've got a bit of a scattered head this time, but nothing major. Well, they're looking from a commentary position up the other end of the green. It doesn't look pretty from here.
We have that chopper flying over us again, Ron. Whether it's
Yeah, it's Friday afternoon, so the lads are possibly out flexing their muscles around town.
yes, could be keeping an eye on things.
Having said that, it could well be one of the television stations
Could be getting ready for next weekend because of the
next
V8s.
weekend, or visiting some of the other venues with big events on in Townsville this weekend. Well, this week actually has been some of the events have been going since Monday.
Yeah, the junior football, isn't it? Isn't there junior football?
Well, the Confraternity Shield, well, I wouldn't call them juniors. There's some big boys playing in that competition. That's the independent schools rugby league competition.
Yes, yep. Okay, Maggie's got a good bowl here. Kevin, he's
got a nice bowl there.
But
I would say that would have to be shot. Gary's not impressed with that. He thought, I've got this end one.
Talking to Chris.
Chris is saying you've got to just ease that out of the way. Yes, the Confraternity Shield's being played over at Brothers Leagues Club and Ryan Catholic College this week, which is only half a block away from where I live. And earlier in the week, we were watching them coming and going and playing, and I can assure you there's some big, solid boys amongst those boys.
I think Gary's pulled his grass here. He hasn't got the weight to hold that line.
No, he's just... Oh, hang on. What's he done there?
That ball has rolled forward. Hit that and rolled
forward, and that could be almost 2 shots, is it?
No, that's one.
That's one. Yep.
One to Brandon. He has hit that bowl.
Just touched it.
And it's rolled forward. He's apologised straight away to Kevin. It's obviously not what he was looking for. He got the result, but...
So that takes it to 16-13 after 15.
Yep.
6 ends to go. And while we've got a break in play at the moment, again,
thank you, sponsors.
Big note of appreciation to our sponsors. North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association conducting the event. Townsville City Council. Without their support, this event would not be of the quality it is being presented at. So great thank you to the Townsville City Council. Jubilee Bowls Club hosting the event have done a marvellous job. Absolutely magnificent job. Multicom Communications, big supporter of Suburban, and have been very helpful to us this week with getting our live stream up and going properly. JSL Electrical and Instrumentation, TK Power and Air, Glen Carroll Painting, and Gallivanta Travel, naming right sponsor for the Gallivanta Dunn Cup. We thank those sponsors and we look forward to future endeavours with them. I'll start here for Brandon. Lloyd was a bit scratchy in the early part of the game, but he's being able to change it up a little bit every now and then. his corrections improved a lot.
Yes.
Over the last 5-6 ends, I suppose.
And just to the top of our screen there on the left-hand side, Ron, that's where
Multicom is.
Multicom is with his clients. So we wish them hello. Hope you're enjoying the game, watching a bit of live bowls.
And
I'm sure
drinking lots of water.
Yes, I'm sure Chris Cribben, alias Ben and Justin's mum, looking after you with plenty of cold refreshments.
Okay.
And saying that too, Dale's probably slaving away in the kitchen. Cooking him up some food.
And preparing meals for this evening.
Yes, he's...
kitchen will be open till 9:30 this evening for players and spectators wanting meals.
Yep. I think he's even got some live music playing here.
I believe so, tonight.
Tonight after...
which is their normal Friday night
raffles and meals. And there's a good bowl there by Doug. He's
3 shots they're holding now.
Yep. Gary will be happy.
Yes, they've got the hands on the hip now.
Yes,
instead of scratching the back of his head.
Yep, instead of that stern look. But this could be a good reply. I know he's just a bit wide.
Just a bit wide and just
Yep,
a fraction long, that's all.
Gary's giving Chris a couple of options there. Chris being a left-hander. He's gone for just draw to the kitty, try and sit on it, maybe move the kitty around the corner a bit to try and hide it. Well, he's only,
that's all right.
Yep, he's just short, but it counts.
Another counter.
Yes.
It's 4 shots they're holding.
Yep. Kevin's now got the stern
got
look
the stern look
on
the
face, yes.
The severe talking. I often question skips when they say those sort of things. Pick your hand. I'd always prefer to hear a skip give a defined instruction. I want you
play here with this much weight. That's it.
I want you coming this hand, not you pick your hand.
Yep. Bit of a conversation going on between Justin there and
Jared.
Yeah, mate, the finals are on Sunday. And fantastic to see local bowls being played live air. Yes, they are. It's good for our district.
It's good for the players.
Yep. The only time any of those players have probably played on like a live stream like this is if they have been to district sides and if NQ's been lucky enough to draw a rink. Mackay, they play a couple of carnivals down there where the Gold Coast-Tweed media team's been before. But otherwise, there's not much in our area, Ron, that's live broadcast.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
And it becomes a case of logistics too, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
And tyranny of distance.
Yep. And Justin's just said, absolutely agree, 100%. Great for local clubs, local bowls. Mate, it is. It's we as a district, as soon as we had the opportunity to get into live streaming with Brian and his crew a few years ago, we jumped at the chance, and it's something that we look forward to now every year for Dunn Cup. Robbie and his team do a fantastic job. Michael May has asked, his next big game, Noola versus McNaid. Yes, Michael being a Noola player, played for Noola yesterday. He was their reserve. One of their players couldn't play yesterday because of work commitments. So, mate, it will be I expect that to be a cracker. Now, yep. Magnetic Island just saying I can't do any damage if I hit mine, so...
Kevin wants to be sure that it's very clear what he can do.
Yep.
Because the way this game has gone,
Yes.
Brandon pick up a couple of shots. It's making it difficult for the way, say, the game's gone. It becomes a little bit difficult for Maggie Island to peg them back because nobody's really getting a break. This is supposed to be one of the biggest breaks we've had in the game all day, all afternoon. 3 shots. Hello.
Okay, sorry, I just missed that. One of the teams given me a card.
Okay.
He's hit, obviously,
Kevin
something.
came through, cleaned up a couple of bowls.
No more bowls to come, so...
That's one.
One. Oh, is that second shot way out there? Yep,
2. Okay. Two shots.
2 to Brandon.
It's 18-13. So
That's the
Brandon has taken
biggest margin that we've had in the game so far now.
Yep, up to 16. So 5 ends to go.
5 in front.
That was 2, yes. So it takes them to 18.
Yep.
So Magnetic Island will be looking for a multiple this time to try and cross that bridge.
Do you actually see them?
No, on here.
No, when you're picking the sections, are the clubs seeded as to their ability?
No,
No, where they finish.
where they finished last year.
Wherever they finished last year.
We've just been asked a question about
Yep.
whether we seed the teams,
Odds in the other side.
and we're explaining to
Yes.
the gentleman that no, we don't seed the teams. It's purely on the order of merit of finish of the competition last year. So it goes all the way down from the winners, number 1, to the last place getters, 17, 18 or 19. And sections are decided by odd numbers finishes. So 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. are in section 1, and section 2 is always the even finishes, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. And that's how the sections are decided. And then the draw is, the actual draw to play is done randomly. And with live streaming, obviously there's some working around who's going to be playing on the live stream rink.
You look out here.
Not that we change the draw at all, we don't. It's just what team we can put in from each round.
Because is this your marquee, is it? Yeah.
So
Because you don't see many.
it's a system that's been working for Dunn Cup for a lot of years, and the system that the clubs are very happy with. And as we mentioned before, Dunn Cup is a sacred cow. We as management dare not even consider making any changes.
But you, yeah.
Okay, so we're Magnetic Island, which looks like they're holding 1 shot at the moment. Douglas playing his first bowl. He's a little bit through. Okay. Ken Rootsey He's now playing his first bowl.
Sorry, Ron, I was just answering a few
Yes,
questions on the weather.
I overheard that. And the weather.
Yeah,
yes.
no, the weather, because we look out to our right here.
It's not looking pretty.
No, well, out to our right over like the ocean.
Yeah,
Beautiful sunshine.
I
We
didn't
look
get
over
to
to
see
the
over
west, and that is as black as.
Yeah.
So our marquee at the moment is open air, and just wondering whether the rain will come in and from the front or the back. And
well,
because
you'll be able to tell me in the morning after you sit here all night.
well, that depends on how much scotch you're allowing me to drink.
Okay.
No, I'll only be having a couple. I've got to get home, and I've got cards and all that to do for tomorrow. And
Yes, it's always
So,
our homework each afternoon.
yeah, make sure everything's ready for the next day. And
There's a nice looking bowl.
yeah, that's a great
bowl
from
from Maggie Island.
Yep. So Maggie's still hanging in there. They're not out of this by any means.
They pick up a couple out
Yep.
of an end like this. It closes the gap again.
And from Brandon's point of view, they're looking to probably try and get a few more to get a bigger margin.
That's
so
right.
both teams
To
still.
open the gap up a
Yep.
little bit.
Chris is going to
He's
use
going
that.
to use it straight in on top of the kitty.
No,
Went past
he's
it,
just missed
and
it.
he's just missed it.
Oh yeah, one of the spectators was also asking me on how do we seed the teams? Is it
Yeah.
by ability or?
Yeah, I was answering
Yeah,
that at
okay,
the time and went through that. So I suspect our viewers would have overheard your initial part of the conversation. So
Yeah.
I thought, well,
Again, because not everybody knows. I mean, a lot of people know that we play the Dunn Cup, and again, players from clubs that don't actually play in it or don't get involved at that level. How do we justify where people play, or
well, that's right.
why is it being played at Jubilee? Well, that's again a legitimate question that someone asked. They weren't aware. Well, if you win it, you get to host it. So, from a financial point of view, it is worth good money to a club, as long as you're prepared to put in the work and do things like have a food area, a coffee van, extra bars, all those bits and pieces where you can raise some extra money and sell a few goodies.
That's right.
And again, Jubilee, they've done it well over in their what they call the Taj. They've got an area set up where they've got hot food available, and there's some cakes and slices and beers and soft drink and pies and all that type of thing.
Bars.
So yeah.
And the coffee lady's got her van here. So
set up every morning between, well, I got here today at 7:15, 7:30, and
she was up and running.
she was up and running, so I presume she kicks off at
about 7:15 she arrived this morning.
Yep. And goes to about lunchtime most days.
That's
so,
right.
A lot of bowlers like their coffee or lattes or cappuccinos in the morning.
And it's also a means of
Gary's
keeping the
very close
spectators
here.
here. It's a great bowl from
It's
Gary.
a great bowl by Gary.
Big bowl.
Yep, one down. That's one to Brandon. That was probably a pearler. Right at the right time, just what they needed. Kevin coming down to have a bit of a bo peep.
Kevin playing his first bowl.
Looking to probably
This
come in
end.
and push one of those two in front. Up onto Gary's or even the kitty to get a result, and he's just a bit too wide.
It's a fraction wide. He wasn't far off that bowl of Gary's.
He had the weight to do the damage.
He had to be finishing at Gary's bowl, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, can you repeat the dose?
Gary, you mean?
Gary, yes. The days are stretching out, Muddy.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, well, he's got a good line. I think he's
He's
a bit quicker
bit
than
quicker than last time,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, way quicker.
Okay, so Kevin's got the chance to try and do something.
He's coming now. He's hit it too flush in the
Too
middle.
flush, yes.
In the middle, instead of just hitting one bowl flush, he got an edge of one, and
Yeah, then the edge
Yep.
of the other.
Gary's still got shot, I think. They're putting a measure on it anyway, but I would think Gary's bowled just behind the kitty is the shot. Making sure they don't disturb anything.
One
One.
to Brandon, so that's 19-13 on 17 ends, 4 to go. Okay.
Gary asking for the
Do what he
stretch
does
it,
best.
stretch it
Changes
out.
the end, nearly every end or second end. Changes the length. Tries not to let the opposition settle into a
good rhythm.
good rhythm. Yep. Lots of arguments for and against that sort of tactic, but if it works for you,
Yep. Well, what you've got to learn to adapt yourselves too.
that's right.
It's no good to keep changing it, and then if your guys don't adapt, it can backfire. So
Yeah, exactly. You've got to have a lot of confidence in the players in front of you to
Yep.
be able to adjust and adapt
Yep.
quickly.
and now that's not a bad start over that length.
No.
He's finished a
Bit over a metre.
behind, so again it's not a metre in front. It can still be used or can come back to him.
Okay, John's bowl. He's
Coming down.
definitely doesn't take a lot of grass, does he?
No, I would think they're nearly turbo pros. For the line he's taking.
Lloyd's just a bit quick this time. Not that much quicker than last time, but just that fraction. And was a bit wider as well.
Yep. No, he's not happy with that one. That's well short.
It's a real nuisance bowl, that,
Yeah, it is.
where that is. Even though he's a long way short, but the sort of bowl that's always going to be in your eye.
You hit him and just unlucky. Draw that.
Okay, this is Doug.
Draft, mate, eh?
It's just going to be tight. Weight's good.
Yeah.
Another foot of grass.
Okay.
Weight's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good weight from.
Kevin just telling his father his weight's beautiful. but his line
was
shocker.
woeful.
Okay, Doug's taken a lot more grass than his first bowl.
He still found something positive to say in the bowl.
And here it comes now. See, he was way out there, and that's come home beautifully, and it's almost shot.
Yeah, it's going to be close to shot.
Yep, got the shot out of that.
Yeah, about,
Definite one.
about a foot in front.
Yep.
Maybe 18 inches, but it's not that far.
Gary's just telling Chris to come up and play through the bowl. It's not going to be a million miles away. Well, good try.
That almost looked as if it held out that last 2 feet. Or drifted out, I mean.
Well, I can see a bit of a crowd here behind the Alligator Creek Bowden game. So that must be very close again.
Okay.
There's quite a few people. I can't even see the players with all the spectators standing in front. So must be close. Now, Gary's asked Chris to play through those bowls. So again, don't want. Yeah, he's going to be very close to something here. Maybe the kitty. Oh, got
one ball, right?
Yep, took one out. No pot plants got damaged.
No, hear any blasphemy going on?
That is very black coming over towards us there.
Yeah. Just look at the corner flags. Well, the wind's not coming from that direction at the moment.
No, but
we do know clouds come up against the wind at times. Okay.
So Gary won't be the skip from Brandon. He won't be looking to drop a number or anything here. He'll just wanting to be
just containment, I would think.
Contain, maybe a 1. Just get second shot. Oh, Gary's just pushed that one a bit wide. His weight wasn't too bad. He's probably only a foot, 2 foot overweight. Kevin's going to be close here.
He's coming into it.
Yeah, that's going to be another one. Yeah, that counts.
Giving a little bit of a target to Gary.
Gary just asking Chris, should I play through them? So he wants to make contact with the white and red at the side. Oh, no, he's just going the draw on the backhand. And if he runs this out, he's going to be close. He had a perfect line, just the weight.
Another half an ounce of weight was all that was
Yep.
needed there.
He probably, in hindsight, was better playing through the bowls because he's 3 down. Kevin can draw another one here to make it 4. And again, just to go a couple down with a few ends to play. He's coming now, so it's just going to be on his weight. He's only got to match those.
I don't think he's done it.
Maybe close.
1, 2, 3. I think I'll be backing Gary's bowl.
Well, you would think so, but just where we're sitting, it's a different angle that you can't make out.
That's right.
How far they are back.
Okay, so
That's close.
it's closer.
No. 3. So 16, 19 after 18.
So 3 ends to go. 3 shots down.
behind.
Right, start of the 19th end. Maggie on with the mat. Okay. Start from Lloyd.
Subsequently, subbing for Gary Phillips, and asked now to get Gary's names put on, so they're going to sub. Yep.
You're starting to fall by the wayside, buddy.
Yeah, someone's, again, a player's done his knee, so one of the local teams need to sub for the last game, so
Okay. Good reply by John.
that sun's just coming down now to right be in our face.
That's
Oh, that one's a
shocker.
yes.
Absolute shocker.
Again, Brandon don't want to go to sleep. They it's only a 3-shot buffer. Yeah, and they just proved like they dropped a 3 on the last end.
The 2 down at the moment.
Yep, Maggie's starting to put a bit of pressure. As I said, Ron, you look over your right shoulder here and you cannot see the green because of the spectators watching Alligator Creek play Brandon. So that's obviously
A tight
very,
game at the
very
moment.
tight game.
Okay. Who are we at? Where?
Carla's just asked how is South Townsville going. Carla, I'm 99% sure they just won that game. I don't know the final score, but they did have a good margin there with only a couple of ends to go. So as soon as I get the result, I will put it out there. But I do believe they had a comfortable win. Doug. Brandon trying to get one in there. No, he's just scooted on through.
Carla wanted to know how South Townsville is. Well,
Yeah,
South Townsville's finished their game, Carla.
Yeah, I just...
We'll get the result in a second for you.
He's close here, just on his weight. No, he's just too heavy.
Played a bomb of the bowl.
Absolute
Exactly what Dad wanted.
Cracker.
Dad said be confident, so he was, and he got the shot.
Yeah, then I can do the chart.
Okay, so Brandon's holding shot here.
Maggie's going to be he's just going to duck under.
Duck.
Yep.
He had good weight.
Good weight for the shot that his skip asked him for.
Yep. Just that fraction offline.
Yep.
Yeah, Gary's happy with that. He wanted him at the back.
Yeah, for Maggie, he needs a result here.
Yep. Yes, they're running out of chances.
Yep, time will...
Well, that's only 3 shots the difference.
Yeah, that's right, but he doesn't want to drop a number here.
No. Well, I think he's only 1 down. Maybe he might...
Yeah, I'd say so, because that's Maggie's white bowl.
Yep.
Got to be second shot, so... Just depends what the skip does here. He can afford just to play up to that bowl, give it a nudge.
Just pop the kitty back a little bit.
And that's obviously what he's trying. But he's too wide and I would have thought too heavy.
Okay. Well, that's obviously a game finished on the one of the back rinks behind us.
We would think so. That'd be the game between Bowden and Alligator Creek, possibly, because
yeah, they had a fair crowd there watching that game. They're all starting to move away now.
Starting to move, so obviously things were close and tight.
Okay, Gary.
Gary, if he can come inside and sit.
I don't think he's got the legs.
Geez, he had a good line too for
Yeah. Well, Chris seems to think that's handy. It's one. You're wasting their time doing that.
So he's given that 2 shots without measuring
to
it
measure.
properly. Anyway, that's their call. He's given them 2, so 21-16 now after 19.
I don't know whether Kevin would have been too happy about that not being measured.
No.
But it was Jeff that made the declaration, so
Yep.
it was his own third. It zipped through a mile and a half, a long way back. So a 5-shot margin there with 2 ins to go.
Yep.
Magnetic
Magnetic
Isles
Island
definitely need a number.
Must score this end.
Well, it's a fair start. He's going to get away with this.
You just put whoever won that with the margin there. So, what were you? Yep. So, 22-21.
Okay, we got Doug Robbins.
Again, Ron just asked a question by the team over there. It was obviously very close because the Bowen Alligator Creek game had to play an extra end.
Okay.
Another one of those. Bowen got up 22-21. So 21 all after. Well, I think that's up or down. Yeah, Bowen got up by 1 on an extra end. So obviously a very tight game.
And they're having a reasonably good tournament at the moment, Bowen.
Yes, yep. Yeah, they've only lost 1 game now.
Yep.
So, again, they're still not out of the hunt.
And I hate to be a bearer of bad news, Muddy, but that wind is changing direction and starting to push that rubbish in the west in towards us.
Yes, I do think this next game, not only will it be played under lights,
It might be
it'll
played
under heavy rain.
heavy rain.
Well, it might not be heavy, but it'll be played
Be
with
wet. I hope not, but it's
No.
not looking all that promising. Although we can still see the hills.
Yep. But there is a lot of dark black clouds amongst all that out
Yep.
there. See a couple of
Mount Stewart's still there.
See a couple of the spectators up there behind the TV rink giving us a wave, and a few of the local lads, one of the South Townsville boys.
There's Chris with a nice bowl coming in
Yeah,
here.
that's a great pill.
Yep.
Absolute cracker. Just what you need at this time of the game.
That's right.
Just steady, nothing stupid.
And just play the percentages and keep the pressure on.
Yep. So it makes Magnetic Island now have to attack. And if this starts to work, no, he's just going to stay out.
Just a bit heavy.
Draw it again, I don't mind if you take a little bit more. You're wider. Well, that's one way to get in there to make two.
Yeah, Gary just indicating to Chris that's one way to make two. Hit that wing bowl out there and come across. So
And as we've said a
Again,
couple of times,
yep.
you don't have to put down the scorecard how it got there.
no, that's right. He got the result. Maggie Island.
This might push him
trying
in
to-
a bit further.
No,
He just rocked him.
So they're holding two, Brandon. Maggie Island skip has to do something here.
Much discussion on
Yep.
how to overcome the problem here from Maggie
Yes.
Island.
I heard them say must trail it, can't kill it.
Yes.
Well, they could kill it because that
Well, it's
Still
yes,
then
for
two ends to go,
2 ends
so-
to go. 5 shots to catch up. Keeps him in the hunt still, doesn't
he's
it?
obviously, yeah, that's dead right. Gary obviously looking maybe just
Is Michael May playing today? Because he's my cousin from Doug and I.
no.
No, he's not playing today. Big bowl there from Gary.
Yes, they're still holding two and probably put it in a real hard spot for Magnetic Island to get to. No, Michael played yesterday. Tony Sierra in that team couldn't play yesterday because of work commitments. Tony's come back in today. So Michael's here as the reserve. He is here. He's been here all day. I've spoken to Michael. But no, he's not actually playing today. So one of our long-time players, Mark DiFrancesi, just over to the side of me now.
Oops, that's popping another one in. Oh, unlucky.
So Brandon definitely holding two, or was that three? Put his. Oh,
There's 2 bowls to come yet.
yep. Brandon lead picking the caddy, the mat up before.
Acceptances.
Yeah. So Gary and Chris looking at the scoreboard, just saying, yes, we're a 5 in front, we've got a couple. Where do we go to stop a number?
Well, I can't really see anywhere where Magnetic Island can get,
Not a big number.
unless they can hit the kitty onto something to bounce that kitty forward.
Well, unless
They've only got 1 bowl behind the head. 2 bowls behind the head. So you're going to find it very, very hard to get a number out of this end.
Gary just playing his forehand.
Oh, he's trying
Maybe looking for that gap
trying to
between.
consolidate.
No, he's dropped it short.
Didn't do anything. Didn't do any damage. Maggie Island in
Okay, so
close
now Maggie's
conference here.
Rightio, so he's made up his mind what he's going to play.
Well, we think he has.
Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion between the
Yep.
two of them as to which way they should go, and they both had differing views.
Okay. Till up to Kevin. He's playing with weight. He's looking for
Nothing. Ella,
I would say that's now 3 down.
3 shots
Yep,
to
3.
Brandon. It's
24-16
16 on
which is,
20.
Yep, a margin of 8.
So Maggie will have to get a moose toward the
To
tie of
survive.
this game. And I think we've only had one moose this weekend so far, haven't we?
No.
Haven't had
No.
any?
No mooses yet.
Okay.
All right, start of the last end.
Okay. Lloyd Shepherd leading off. Okay. Now John Turner playing his first bowl.
Yeah, that's a lot wider than what he normally plays.
Not in love with that, John, is he?
No.
Hand on the hip. Can we lip read?
Not happy.
No, definitely not happy. Correction from Lloyd. Well, we know Magnetic Island can't get 8 inside of that.
Yep, because they've got one already way at the back. So they'll have to trail it to his own because this one's going to go flying past as well. Straight back to his first one. Any results for Tharangower Muddy? Yeah, mate, Tharangower did win their last game. I haven't got the cards. It's inside. I'm told they won. So out of 4 games so far, they'll have 3 wins because they've already had a bye. So again, they're undefeated. I don't know the margin made of the last game. I can tell you that up to before the start of this game, Tharangower, and mate, because I've got the chart here, Tharangower were 2 wins plus 38. So, as I said, I know they won that game just then, playing Suburban. So it'll give them 3 wins out of 4. But remember, 1 game is a bye. So
Okay, so
they are undefeated.
Magnetic Island holding the shot at the moment.
Okay, Maggie's got the shot.
Only 1, but they need 8.
And 2 wayward bowls way there at the back. Doug's put.
It's all right. They should be able to live with that. They can afford to drop one
Yep.
shot. Just got to play the percentages for the rest of this game. Or the rest of this end, rather.
Yeah, no worries, Marge. Happy to help, mate. Get your results as soon as we can, everybody. There's Maggie's pushed the kitty back. But it's gone back to...
So
gone back to Brandon's bowl. He needed it to go back more towards those two red ones. But still, impossible for them to score an 8.
Okay.
Still a good chance they can pick up a 3 or 4 if they play the cards right.
That's right.
To bring that margin back. He's going to be
If he
close
runs
here.
this out, he could have something.
Pushes that one
Pushes it
over.
across. That could be shot.
Yes. Yeah, Gary just saying just draw. Draw up to it. Nothing stupid. Nothing.
Got some weight on it.
He has. He's going to set one of those back red ones. No, he's missed both of them.
He's in a good position back there.
Yep.
If the kitty comes back, it's going to reduce the numbers that they can go down.
Here's a good bowl here again. Right, well, there's a couple to Maggie.
Magnetic Island.
Father and son having a good chat on just what to do.
So
I would think you just got to play up to it, look for shot, or if not second shot. That's all you got to do. You get bowls in the head.
just a question that's arisen. We have Nuala here, ready to play. We have McNade here, ready to play. Is that right?
That's correct.
So this game here could start fairly quickly after the finish of the second game.
Yes, that's correct. I mean, as soon as the rink's available, the next game could start.
That's right. So it's only 25 past 4.
Now, Gary, I don't understand why you would play with such weight.
No.
Not that Maggie can pick up an 8, but if they pick up a 5 or a 6 or something like that.
Reduces your margin dramatically.
Yes.
Well, there's another one, possibly. So Chris is calling him to try again.
I would have.
That's not playing the percentages, is it? Definitely not playing the percentages.
That's maybe just a bit of inexperience on Chris's
part. But you would have thought Dad would know a little bit.
Oh no, he's played more.
He's still got the weight on it.
Yeah, that's way wide. So Maggie could maybe...
Can't make 8.
No.
Impossible to make 8.
We could sit that bowl through and...
You could pick up 4 or 5 here. 4 anyway.
Now we could make 7 shots here. You can't make an 8 because the front bowl way up the front.
That's right.
If he was to trail that kitty, I reckon 1.5 foot, 2 feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, possibly 7.
He's going to try and get rid of that bowl, which he's hit.
push that one further out.
So there's
Definitely 3.
3, maybe 4. He needed Kitty almost where that bunch of 3 bowls is.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that
going to be
was-
close to 4.
No, that's their closest bowl. So this red one. Yeah, that's 4.
Well,
So picked up a 4. So
4.
final score 20-24
4.
on 21 ends.
That was fairly costly for me,
Yes.
for Brandon, because it was unnecessary.
Yep. Should have just drawn, trying to
Drawn.
get second shot.
Yep.
Anyway, that
Okay,
concludes
that's
this game. So
Completion of that game between Magnetic Island and Brandon. Time to again acknowledge our sponsors. North Queensland District Men's Bowls Association, Jubilee Bowls Club for their undying efforts in keeping everybody satisfied here. Townsville City Bowls Council, Townsville City Bowls Club, non-existent these days. But Townsville City Council, we thank you for your support and your assistance for this weekend. Multicorp Communications, JCell Electrical and Instrumentation, Glen Carroll Painting, TK Power and Air, and of course Gallivant Travel. Thank you very much for watching, and we won't be that long before we're back on air, because
I would think probably 5 minutes.
5 or 10 minutes maybe.
We said originally, maybe around that 4:45 mark. So
We will have a
time-
quick drink and
Yep,
and a
and,
sandwich, and
someone will be back on air with you very shortly. Thank you very much. Look forward to the next game.